You know that email, right? The one that starts with something like, "We're writing to inform you about a security incident," and your stomach just drops? Yeah. If you've gotten one of those, you are definitely not alone. So today we're going to take a look at the latest insights from the Identity Theft Resource Center to build your personal digital defense plan. Let's dive in.
All right, let's kick things off with a single number it's pretty staggering, 80%. According to a brand new survey, that's the percentage of people who got at least one data breach notice just last year alone.
I mean, let that sink in for a second. That's 8 out of every 10 people you know. This isn't some far-off problem anymore. It's practically a shared experience for all of us. And for a lot of people, it wasn't just one notice. Get this, almost 40% of folks got between 3 and 5 of them in just 1 year.
So when that notification lands in your inbox, what are the actual stakes? What's really happening to your data? And what kind of risk are you suddenly facing? Let's break down what these breaches truly mean for you.
Okay, first things first. We've got to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this thing. We are living in what you could call a full-blown breach epidemic.
Last year, there were 3,322 publicly reported data compromises. That is a brand new all-time record. And it's actually the third year in a row that we've blown past the 3,000 mark. These attacks are just getting more and more frequent.
And what are the bad guys after? This stuff right here. Personally identifiable information, or PII. You can think of it as your digital DNA. It's all the data that makes you, you online. Your social security number, your passwords, driver's license, you name it. This is the gold that criminals are digging for in these breaches.
So let's connect the dots. How does a security problem at some company turn into a very real, very personal problem in your day-to-day life?
You see, a data breach is never the end of the story. It's almost always just the beginning. The data shows that criminals take your stolen info and immediately use it to launch new attacks. In fact, more than half of all breach victims, that's 54%, report a huge spike in targeted phishing emails and scam calls right after they get that notice.
And we're not just talking about a technical headache here. This is a human problem. The emotional toll is just massive. The report found that the second people get that notice, 60% feel a wave of anxiety, and 59% feel intense frustration. It's an incredibly stressful thing to go through.
And those feelings, they're tied to very real consequences. The number one thing people experience is that flood of targeted scams. That's followed really closely by a huge increase in spam and robocalls. And maybe the scariest one of all, in 40% of cases, criminals use that leaked info to try and take over your existing online accounts. Everything from your email to your bank.
So it's no wonder that the number one fear people have is immediate financial fraud. And look, this isn't just you being paranoid. The data shows that fear is completely and totally justified. The threat is real, and it happens fast.
Okay, so that's the problem. It's big, it's personal, and honestly, it's pretty scary. But, and this is a really big but, you are not powerless here. It's time to change our whole mindset from just reacting to these things to proactively taking control of our digital lives. Think of your digital defense plan as having two key parts. First, there's active protection. These are the things you do right now, before you even get a notice. And then there's reactive action, the must-do moves for the moment you find out your data has been exposed.
So let's talk active protection. Step 1, freeze your credit. It's free to do, and it is the single most powerful thing you can do to stop crooks from opening new credit cards or loans in your name. Second, start using passkeys wherever you can. They're way more secure than passwords because there's no secret for a company to store or to lose. Third, for all those sites that still need passwords, you have to use a password manager. It'll create unique, impossible-to-guess passwords for every single account. And finally, turn on multi-factor authentication, MFA, everywhere. That little code sent to your phone is a huge barrier that can stop a hacker in their tracks.
Now for your reactive plan. The notice hits your inbox. What do? Okay, first, don't panic. Change the password on that account right away and on any other site where you might have used the same one. Second, make sure the notice is even real. Go directly to the company's official website. Never ever click links in the email. Third, be on high alert for those phishing attacks because you know they're coming. And fourth, if the company offers free credit or identity monitoring as part of the deal, sign up for it. It's really the least they can do.
But here's where we hit a major roadblock, something called breach fatigue. Even with a clear plan like this one, almost half of the people who get a notice do nothing. And why? They feel like it's hopeless, like there's nothing they can do that will actually make a difference. But as we've just seen, that couldn't be more wrong.
And this really all boils down to one last big question that the report makes you think about. In our rush for one-click ordering and instant logins, are we trading away our security for convenience? Maybe that tiny bit of friction, like typing in an MFA code, is exactly what we need to stay safe. It's definitely some food for thought.
Thinking about this stuff is a great first step, but taking action is what really counts. And you don't have to do it alone. If you've been hit by a breach and you're not sure what to do, the Identity Theft Resource Center offers free expert help. You can find them at idtheftcenter.org. Remember, taking just a few of these steps today can make a world of difference for your digital safety tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.